What's going on, boys? How you doing, Ginger? Let's get right into it here. We have a bunch of charts to go over. Another great OPEX. What's white? What are you talking about? What do you see that's white? What's going on, Yash? Let's just get right into it. There's a bunch of charts. We did a lot of stuff today. Let's see. What's up, Gravesh? Hope you guys had a good day. So we'll go over SPY first. Obviously, we had that inverse head and shoulders. Complete rejection from all-time highs yesterday. Just big dump. Ugly day yesterday. Today we did... the SPY didn't look that good, to be honest. We are still holding above the 50-day moving average, which is at 459.45. So that's an important level for next week, is the 50-day moving average. 459.45. And that's a big level that we have to watch next week. That's the 50-day moving average on the daily. And if we break under there, last time we came down to the 50-day moving average was around 450. Now it's moved up to 460. And we've been in this range. What's up, Andrew? How you doing, Ricky? What's up, Jason? How you doing? And last time we moved down to the 50-day moving average, we just played around with it for 4 days. We tried to hold above it. We closed we closed 2 days below it, 2 days above it. And we kind of just dance with it. It's very similar to what's happening in Bitcoin right now with the 200-day. What's going on, Tests? Sorry, I don't know how to say your name, Mr. Chen. And we kind of just danced around with the 50-day moving average, and then we ripped back up to 470. So we've obviously been in this range between 470, 450, and 460 with the midpoint. So right now, we've just kind of been up, down, up, down. Every time we go up to 470, it's a signal to short the market down to 460 or 450. Every time we've been down at 450, we go up to 470, right? What's up, Darren? How you doing? And so for next week, what I'm watching is we are sitting right on top of the 50-day moving average, which is bullish. You could say it's bullish, even with the ugly 2 days. What's up, Nils? So next week, do we get that Santa Claus rally? If we do, it must start Monday. Why do I say that? Because SPY is sitting right on the 50-day moving average. If we break below the 50-day moving average on Monday and close below it, what's up, other Andrew? If we close below the 50-day moving average on Monday, this market's in trouble. I think we're going to dump right into the end of the year. If we close above the 50-day, I think we will rip till the end of the year. It's seasonally very strong time for stock market. What's up, Drion? How you doing, bro? Seasonally a very strong time for the stock market. We finally got OPEX out of the way. Does this give us the go ahead? So basically, if you guys look back in history, OPEX has usually marked the bottom in bull markets. What do I mean by that? October 19th, I believe. Was October 19th? I don't remember in November, but in October, I believe, let's go back in history here. So in August, the 19th was OPEX. See how we marked the bottom right on top of the 50-day, and then we continue to rip to new all-time highs. July, the 19th was OPEX, marked the bottom, ripped to all-time highs. Every 19th of every month. So June 18th, because the 19th was a Saturday, June 18th was OPEX, marked the bottom near the 50-day, and then ripped to all-time highs. Pay attention. This is very important, guys. Miss Chen, sorry. Okay, and even in May 19th, OPEX marked the bottom near the 50-day moving average, ripped to all-time highs. May, this is actually very important for the Santa Claus rally, for the Christmas rally, whatever you want to call it. Every OPEX we have bottomed out near the 50-day moving average. Why would this time be any different? I know there's a lot of economical factors, COVID, blah, blah, blah. The market doesn't move with the economy. It never has, it never will. If it moved with the economy, the market would have been dead by now. So you have to play the trend. You have to play what's been happening. And right now we have a very clear support all the way from October lows until today. And like I just pointed out, the 19th of every month is OPEX. You guys can go check it out. July 19th marked the bottom right on the 50-day. Every one of these OPEXs marked the bottom right on the 50-day. So why would this time be any different, right? I'm expecting a rally into the end of the year. I could be completely wrong. We have to wait till Monday strength to see for sure. But for right now, this looks like the bottom to me. QQQ. And it's obviously hard to say with a day like today with a big upper wick, a lot of profit taking, but it is OPEX, guys. Remember that. QQQ just stuck in this range between 380, 313, and the top of the range is around 390. So we're right at the bottom of the range. If we do want to bounce, Monday must be a strong day. Monday we get a strong day, and the Christmas rally is on in full tilt. And I expect SPY to break this 473 level that we set as all-time high now. 472.87 all-time high. And I expect us to break it if Monday is strong, and if Monday closes above the 50-day moving average, I think we go right back to all-time highs. No one will tell you this. But I'll tell you because I'm crazy. XLF. So we just have this big flag here now, right? Very clear resistance. Yesterday we touched it almost to a T, broke down, and now we're just holding support here. So for XLF, obviously if SPY wants to go back to highs, we need to see strength in every single sector, guys. Every single sector, I mean tech and banks mostly. And if banks hold this little support line here at 38.50, so I want to see tech hold up above 38. I can't fucking write. God damn, it's been a long day, guys. My bad. 38.50 is a key support on XLF. As long as we hold above there and SPY holds above the 50-day moving average, we should be good to go for the end of the year. What's up, Drian? Why should you be going short? Yeah, we have been going short the weekend. Did you miss last Friday, bro? Drian, you got to go look through the notes from last Friday, bro. I'll send you a screenshot. But IWM here, this is the ugliest chart in my opinion. So if we're going to rally, I think IWM will run the most. Whether you believe me or not, I know it's full of trash companies, AMC, GME, blah, blah, blah. We have a support since January on IWM that it's been bouncing off every time. And it's never closed below that support. It's even dipped below it. The bears cannot take this chart over. By that, I mean if Monday we open up big, if we open up strong for the bulls, I think I'm going to take IWM 230 calls for the end of the year. That's how bullish I'll be. If we're green on Monday, if SPY holds at 50-day, IWM I'm going to take way out of the money calls for Jan or end of December. And I think those will pay the best because if you guys go back again, historical patterns, I love historical patterns. You go back to the 19th of August. Look at this. This is OPEX day. Look how much IWM bounced. It bounced for like 10 days straight. Where SPY, August 19th, right here, bounced for 4 days. SPY bounced for 4 days and then started consolidating off the last OPEX. IWM bounced like 10 days straight, guys. So the biggest gains will be in IWM if we run into Christmas. And that's the one I'm going to be focused on for calls if we do get this Christmas rally. ES, big levels, everything. Obviously, you guys already know about these. I post a chart in the chat every 5 minutes anyways. VIX here. VIX is just compressing. Again, remember, guys, this is not bearish. This is not a bear flag. What VIX usually does is it has a huge spike. It comes down, and then it just compresses for its next move. So that's what it always does. Big spike, comes down, compresses, big move. Compresses, big move. Every time. So right now it's just compressing. Will it go up? I don't know. Will it go down? I don't know. VIX is just off my radar right now. All I do know is usually hedge fund managers, if VIX is over 20, they play much lighter or they play much less. So when VIX is under 20, then we can get a real Christmas rally. If it stays above 20, it's going to be hard for a huge rally into the end of the year here. BTC, so Bitcoin, obviously it does look very weak. I called out my sell here around 60K on this big candle right here. I think I sold right here, sold all my stuff, posted on Twitter, posted in the room, and I've been waiting patiently. And why have I been waiting? Just because we're dancing with this 200-day. If the bulls can hold 200-day moving average at 47,000-ish, 200 days at 47,000. If they can hold this 47,000 all weekend, I might get long Bitcoin again. Because my whole play on Bitcoin was based on the market weakness. If the market can rebound on Monday and run into the end of the year, I think Bitcoin will go as well into the end of the year. So just keep an eye on this one. I might enter back into my Matic and Solano. And maybe even some other coins if I do see them hold this 200-day any longer. Because this shows that the bears are running out of gas. This means sellers are exhausting here and the bulls are fighting them off for now. If we could have one massive flush day this weekend and my whole play will be out the door, I'm fine with that. I've been out since 60K. I made a ton of money. We jumped in at 30, guys. Remember, I called this top around 60K. Jumped to 30. We jumped back in. And then we caught this one too. So I don't know what else. I think we jumped in on this falling wedge here. Actually, I don't quite remember. I'm sure you guys remember. Some of you that have followed my crypto calls. We had a falling wedge here that we re-entered around 40. So why would you hold from 60 to 30 and then back to 60? Like those are the newer traders, the hodlers. We sold at 60. We jumped back in at 40. Now we're selling at 60 again. And now we're going to jump back in at 40 again. We just skipped that whole downside. So Let's see what Bitcoin does this weekend. Let's see strength or weakness. PFE. This is just for Yash because every time he's in a short play, he has this call bias. This is not just Yash actually. This is every single trader. They have a long bias. You're born with it. You want companies to do good. You want the economy to do good. When you're bearish on a stock, you don't watch every 5-minute tick. You don't watch it every day. You don't watch every flow order coming in. You just see your charts and you believe in your charts, and it either works or it doesn't work. That's why there's so few bears out there. It's very different from bull trading. Bullish trading, a stock is going up like Zoom today. It's going up, it goes sideways for consolidation. It's a bull flag. Same thing on bearish plays. It goes down and it bounces up. That's just a bear flag. It doesn't mean it's going to V-shape recovery all the way back. So I don't pay attention as much to my bear plays. I see a chart, I see the setup, I enter, I give myself time, and I usually let it play out. I mean, HD, if we were patient with our initial HD, we would have been up like 500, 600% right now. But instead, we got scared out by the noise. We got scared out by the volume, by the flow, whatever the hell it is. And we sold out of it. So that's why it's hard sometimes to have calls and puts, because it's a completely different type of play, guys. But here on PFE, what I'm seeing right now is this hourly was very important. I sent it to you this morning. Very clear channel on the hourly. Very strong stock, obviously. Finally broke down this morning. We did go back into the channel, and then we just rolled over. So this just looks like a bear flag to me now. You see what I mean? When the trend changes, it's not going to go straight down, guys. It's going to have to consolidate. So if you flip this chart upside down, this is a very bullish setup. But right now, it's the right side up, so it's a very bearish setup in my mind. So let me show you guys why I am holding all my PFE. We broke under the hourly. Look at the size of the volume today. Look at the size of the selling. Compared to the buying for the last couple days, look how many people took profits in the last hour today. The last bar that was that big was way back here in November 5th. And I think that's when they got approved for the booster shots. So that's what I'm watching right now, is that hourly volume. And then if you go to the daily, let me get rid of this channel for you. I want to show you a daily candle today. If that's not a reversal candle, okay, yesterday we set all-time highs. Today we tried to go back to all-time highs and it rejected with big bear volume, with big selling volume, guys. That's the main key here. Is this exhaustion? Do I expect this to V-shape down and crack? No, I expect it to just to go to retest this breakout that I have drawn from last December. I expect it to come back and retest this breakout, and that's all I'm looking for personally. That would put the stock around 56 bucks. We have puts for 56 bucks 2 weeks out. So I'm not worried about it. I'm not watching every 5-minute tick. I don't care if there's a seller at 58. I don't care if there's a buyer at 57. I don't care. I'm just waiting for the chart to play out the way I see it. If it doesn't, I'll take my hit. I'll take my 40, 50% loss and I'll move on. But for right now, everything is set up for PFE to pull back. Unless we get some huge news on it or something screws me in this position, I'm fine with it. So that's just how I play bearish positions. It's completely different than how I play bullish positions. Microsoft here, obviously weak. We had this falling wedge breakout. Obviously, on the newsletter, I said it was a very similar falling wedge breakout, retest, and go. Falling wedge breakout, but this retest, it should have gone right off the 50-day. Today, we did have a little bounce here off the initial wedge, as you guys see here. I did take another position in Microsoft. Look at the volume today. Might be just because of OPEX, but there's good volume in here. And one of the reasons I held my Microsoft over the weekend is that SPY on the 50-day. So if this Christmas rally is real, SPY and QQQ and the indexes are not going to go up unless big tech goes up. Big tech, I mean Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook, you guys know the deal, Nvidia. If the market's going to run, those stocks are probably going to bounce pretty hard. I don't even think they'll get back to all-time highs, but I do think they'll bounce. I mean, Microsoft usually doesn't go down for this many days in a row. We have to reclaim the 50-day on Monday at 325.36. So 325.36 break and hold on Monday. We are off to the races for the end of the year. And another thing about Microsoft that people didn't even think of when I entered this position is we crushed Zoom today. There's a better company than Zoom at home calls. It's called Microsoft Teams. I don't know if you guys heard of them, but I know it's a small part of their business, but it is a catalyst, whether you want to believe it or not. So that's what I'm waiting for on Microsoft. If we get back over the 50-day on Monday, we should run into the end of the year. and SPY has to hold the 50-day. Everything I'm saying based on the rally is based on SPY holding the 50-day on Monday. That's why I said we need Monday for more clarity. Amazon. This is another one that can run into the end of the year. If SPY holds a 50-day, we are just teasing the 200-day for the last 4 days, just like Bitcoin's been teasing it. It shows that sellers are failing to push this, to break the stock. Sellers are failing to break. Bears cannot break the stock down. The bulls are fighting back strong here. As long as Amazon holds the 200-day on Monday, I think we will rip into the end of the year as well. Nothing else other to say than that. Ricky will give you better levels on Monday, pre-market on Amazon. I'm absolutely sure of it. It'll be the top watch on his list. And if we do have the run, make sure you're going to be in Amazon with us. Walmart here, big consolidation. We had one roll up 100%, second roll up 100%, third roll up we sold for around 80%. And that was about 8 cents off the top. We did jump into another play. I sold it quick. I cut my losses. But look at this. Look what we avoided by cutting it yesterday. I think Oscar jumped in it with me. Look at this big pullback today. This is 3% pullback. So obviously, when money's shifting into different COVID plays and other stuff, I think Walmart will go again. But for right now, there's nowhere to play it right here. We have to wait till it goes and tests 135 again. Or we have to wait till it puts in a low. Like I always say, guys, we have to change the trend back in the favor of the bulls. Right now, we were in a downtrend on Walmart. We got a nice bounce, but we didn't even take out this previous high. So we put in a low here. Is this the higher low? If this is the higher low, we can jump back in calls on Monday for a 150 touch. But we have to confirm it's a daily higher low. And how do we do that? Monday must be green. So if Monday holds this low, and that's the higher low, then we're going to put in a higher high, which has to be over 147.30. I know I'm talking fast, but I've been over this 100 times with you guys. You should know by now. We have to change the trend back in the favor of the bulls. And that means higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, all the way to 152. And when 152 breaks, we'll jump in farther out calls as well. Tesla, absolute mess. We filled the whole gap to 910. We've been telling you since December 3rd. When we broke out down through that wedge, I told you guys there's a gap to fill to 910. And I never played Tesla after that. So now we filled the gap. Now where do we go from here? Elon still has some selling to do. People think he's done for the year. He's not done for the year. He can sell under a different tax bill. But anyways, we filled the gap and now we can start moving up. Right now I'm waiting for Tesla on Monday. Again, everything depends on Monday. Every single play. If we're bearish on Monday, all these plays that I just told you, they're all garbage. We'll have to play puts. That's not a problem either though. SE, again, like I told Gumball in the chat today, I don't know if you guys seen, he asked me about Roku. What I want to see is, I want to see stocks put in a low, I want to see them bounce, and then I want to see them put in a higher low. That's how I know the bulls are trying to change the trend, the daily trend back in the favor of the bulls. So right now, this is a very obvious downtrend, right? What we need to do here is we need to set a higher low and then start taking out this high right here. And that signals the change of the daily trend for the bulls. So right now we're just making lows. SE is not a play for me yet. If we get a bounce next week and set in a higher low, then I will jump in SE before anyone. You guys know this already. I love this stock. But right now we need to see that. And what you're seeing that on right now is Twilio. You guys see how it put in the low here on December 6th? Ran up, put in a higher low. And now if Twilio takes out 289, I'm going to change this number right here. 1 second, bro. We'll go over FedEx too. So 289 is a key number on Twilio. If we take that out, that confirms the daily trend change. What I mean by that is it put in a low, it put in a higher, put in a low, put in a higher low. If it closes above 289, it puts in a higher high, and then we'll look for another higher low. Because stocks will not go, again, I'll do this for the 50th time, stocks will not go straight back up to the highs like that. They have to go up. They have to set a, oh my God, this mouse. They have to go up. They have to set a higher daily low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then they have to change the trend that way. They're not going to go straight up in a line unless you're trading like AMC or some garbage like that. D-Dog. So D-Dog, some big volume at the end of the day there. Obviously, it looks red, but the stock was up. Big lower wick. Big day today, up 4% almost. This one's getting added onto the NASDAQ either today after close or Monday before open. So look at the volume today, guys. This is the type of volume we want to see on calls that you're in. So D-Dog, huge volume today. On Monday, they should be adding more pre-market. So expect D-Dog, Lucid, Zscaler, PanW, and Airbnb to be up pre-market on Monday. Where they open and where they close, I have no idea, but they should be up pre-market because there's going to be funds buying these. I am in 175 calls. I think we'll be in the money on Monday, most likely. I held them through pain yesterday, but the only reason I held them was because I know the fact, like we sent it out in the newsletter, which ones to watch, right? Look at this Airbnb volume at the end of the day here. That probably is as much volume as they had all day. Airbnb is a solid company. Right now they're killing growth names. They're killing anything that doesn't make profits. But if you guys are true long-term investors, Airbnb for under 160 is a no-brainer in my opinion. In 5 to 10 years, I think this stock is going to be like 400, 500 bucks at least with a dividend. Just my opinion. I could be wrong, but obviously you guys have used Airbnb. You know how strong the company is. Huge volume on Airbnb today. Very good price for long-term equity or leaps. And NASDAQ addition on today or Monday. So this one should fly. Also should be up pre-market on Monday. Let's see what happens on Monday itself. There should be added buying as well. I'm in calls for this too in January. Let's see where it goes. Sat through the pain yesterday and today, but let's see where it happens. I didn't want to add just Airbnb because D-Dog was a normal size position. Airbnb was only a starter position. The only reason I didn't add to it is because of all the COVID headlines and stuff. So I just figured I'm not that confident in that play. I already have D-Dog for the NASDAQ edition. Why do I need to take a chance on Airbnb? Uber, we had the Jan $40 calls called out, sold them today for 100%. I really like this for equity long term as well. Like I told you guys, I'm personally waiting for Monday. I want to see the action in the market. But I really like some of these equities down here, especially Uber. Uber for 40 bucks, Airbnb for 157. If you guys look next year on today's date, on December 17th, you can write it down right now. Next year on December 17th, you can look at Uber's price and you can look at Airbnb's price and you'll be like, I wish I bought those equities today. If you're patient, if you're not scared, if you're not watching 5-minute day-to-day candles, just buy it and leave it. Honestly, like 2-3 years down the line, you'll have a double, triple, and just rinse and repeat. You know what I mean? So Uber, I think Airbnb will well be a $300 stock within the next 2-3 years. I think Uber will be a $100 stock within 4 or 5 years. There's just great companies, you know what I mean? And people just don't like holding through all this IPO garbage. So if you have a long-term mindset, I mean, equity, everything makes sense. Uber on Monday, if the market's green, is going to be one of my top watches. I will jump right back into Uber. I think we go right back to 55 bucks. CEO saying that they had the best week in ages. Huge flow I seen for January, and just a solid company overall. Obviously, Uber Eats is going to take off when COVID hits again too. Lockdown. Everyone orders Uber Eats. Zoom, the play of the day so far. So this morning I woke up, I seen a lot of volume coming into Zoom. I've remembered all the COVID headlines, everything. Right away, I was thinking lottos, but I was like, it's OPEX, let me take next week. So I absolutely loaded next week's 200s at $1.70, sold a ton for a double, sold more for like 5 or something, or 4 something. I don't remember, like 300% around there. I still held a pretty sizable position into next week, Zoom, and I only added. I didn't take off any after that, except I added 220 calls for December 31st for $1. They're already going for like 230. I haven't sold any of those. I added 230 lottos for next week for 40 cents. I sold half of those for 100%. Because that's a little far out of the money. That's another 30-point move in a week. So if Zoom doesn't gap up on Monday, those are basically garbage. That's why I sold half, make my position free. And I'm pretty much covered for all the positions. I mean, that's just how I did it. I mean, we seen volume in it right away. We have all the COVID headlines. We have all the stuff, right? So I don't know what else to say about it. We absolutely nailed it. It was pretty obvious to me with all the COVID headlines, all the patients, all the hospitals full, all the new restrictions, all the travel restrictions, blah, 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 blah. Right away, my attention went to the COVID names. Last time we crushed Zoom, we crushed T-Doc. I was too heavy in Zoom to focus on these other names, but I do like T-Doc as well. Yep, T-Doc absolutely ripped, missed that one. And big volume as well. So T-Doc looks good all the way to 103 as well. Docu was another one. Docu was one that we crushed last time. Obviously, COVID names are in play, right? Up another 3%. If Docu gets over 163, 164, this one could actually fly as well. Another one to watch, P-Ton went crazy last COVID. This one's up almost 7% on this shitty company. Netflix went crazy last time. Today, Netflix was weak. That's shocking, but Netflix is a big part of the indexes. The indexes were weak today, so that's one thing to pay attention to as well. I'm sure Kathy's whole fund went crazy today then. Yeah, SQ is up only 0.71. Okay, so it's obviously a COVID name related. Zoom, TDoc, Docu, P-Ton. Keep an eye on them for next week continuation. Neo, I jumped in $33 calls for next week. Why did I do it? Because I told everyone I was going to do it. Earlier in the week, everyone was jumping into Neo calls. I figured they would dump it until the day before the investor day, so I waited till today. I jumped in $33 calls for 50 cents. Let's see. Their investor days are usually huge catalysts for them. They usually say very good stuff. And I expect a gap up on Monday, and we should be up on our calls. That's all I can really ask for. FedEx is a sneaky company. I'll tell you sneaky why. On their last earnings right here, they totally sandbagged the earnings. What I mean by sandbagged is they purposely gave bad earnings so their stock would come down. Why did they do that? I have no idea, but this time their earnings were complete opposite. They gave such good earnings. They announced a huge stock buyback. Seasonally, FedEx and UPS are very, very strong at these times. And obviously, it's an earnings gap up. I have a whole bunch of levels here before you guys can look at them, whatever. For FedEx right now, we need to get over today's high. If we get over today's high, we can make a move to 270-ish. Other than that, I don't really see much on FedEx. I'm not going to play it. If we have a Christmas rally, I'm going to play the names I run the most. FedEx isn't on my list. UPS is a very nice setup. So we had this bull flag from earnings. We went down and filled that gap. So as I tell you guys every day, even if you don't think it's going to fill the gap, most gaps are filled. And right now, UPS is kind of setting up super nice, actually. I like UPS better than FedEx chart-wise. Just because we're near all-time highs. And look at this pattern right here. You guys all should know what this pattern is by now. So a break of today's high of 212.50. And UPS should go. That's my analysis on UPS. 212.50 break, and we should rip back to all-time highs around 219, and then blue skies after that. So I like UPS better than FedEx. And let's see Monday if we hold that 50-day on SPY. CP Rail, beautiful company long-term. Just buy it and forget it. Dividend will pay. It's a great company. The rail companies are all great. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so Monday. If SPY holds a 50-day on Monday, Christmas rally is on, in my opinion. And other than that, you guys seen OPEX marks the bottom every time near the 50-day. Thank you guys for attending. I hope you guys had a great OPEX, and I'll see you guys Monday.